Okay, let's dive into this. What if I told you that some of the healthy food you're eating could actually be sending your body all the wrong signals? Today, we're going to unpack a huge concept called food coherence. And honestly, it might just be the key to why you're following all the rules, but still not feeling your best.
You know the feeling, right? It's so frustrating. You're doing everything you're supposed to. You're counting the calories, you're balancing your macros, you're grabbing that healthy protein bar, but you still feel tired, or your brain feels kind of foggy. So, what on earth is going on?
Well, this right here is what we call the healthy food paradox, and it points to a massive blind spot in the way we've been taught to think about food and nutrition.
For ages, we've been told that food is just fuel. It's building blocks, calories, protein, fat, carbs. But you know what? That's only a tiny piece of the puzzle. The real game changer is when you start to see that food isn't just matter, it's information. Every single thing you eat is sending a very specific set of instructions to your body.
And that brings us to the absolute core idea of this entire explainer, this shift to seeing food as information. I promise you, once you start looking at your plate through this lens, you'll never see it the same way again. So, let's get official for a second. This definition comes from some really forward-thinking work by Ulya Koplik and Alison Hengjen. They define food coherence as the degree to which a food supports stable, low-noise bioelectric signaling. Okay, so what does that actually mean in plain English? It's basically a measure of how well your food helps your body's internal communication system run without a bunch of static.
This quote is the heart of it all. Just let that sink in for a second. An instructional signal. Every meal, every snack, you're either handing your body clear, clean, harmonious instructions, or you're giving it noisy, chaotic, confusing ones.
And that's because, deep down, your body is a fundamentally electrical network. I mean, think about it. We measure your heart's electricity with an ECG. We measure your brain's electrical activity with an EEG. Every single cell in your body holds an electrical charge. Now, coherent foods, whole foods, they harmonize this incredible system. They make the signals clean. But incoherent foods, especially those ultra-processed things with weird ingredients our bodies don't recognize, they just create static. It's like garbled noise. And your body has to waste a ton of energy just trying to figure out what the heck the message is.
So how exactly does looking at food this way fix the old, broken model of nutrition? Well, this is where it gets really, really clear why this matters so much.
This chart just lays it all out perfectly. See, classical nutrition is obsessed with isolated nutrients, but food coherence looks at the food's entire structure, its matrix. The old way assumes simple cause and effect, while the new model understands that effects are cumulative and complex. This totally explains why something can be, say, low-fat, but still make you feel absolutely terrible. It's why that protein bar, with its perfect macros on the label but a list of processed, unrecognizable ingredients, can create so much bioelectric noise and leave you feeling drained.
Okay, I know all this talk about bioelectric webs and network stability can feel a little abstract. So, to make this super concrete, let's use an analogy. I want you to imagine your body is this incredible, finely tuned orchestra.
In our orchestra, your cells and their little powerhouses, the mitochondria, those are the instruments. Every single one is constantly firing off these tiny electrical notes, playing its own unique part in the grand symphony of your biology.
So what about the concert hall itself? The stage and the acoustics? That's your fascia, that amazing web of connective tissue running through your whole body and all your body fluids. They act like a perfectly designed hall, conducting all those electrical signals so every note is heard perfectly clear, from one section to the next. And now, for the most critical piece of the whole performance, the conductor, the one directing everything. Well, guess what? The food you eat is the conductor's baton. It tells every single instrument what to play, how loud to play it, and exactly when.
So when you eat coherent food, that conductor is giving clear, beautiful, precise instructions. And the result? It's harmonious music. You feel amazing, you have efficient energy, you recover fast. But when you eat incoherent food, it's like the conductor is just waving the baton around wildly, creating this awful, loud, static squeal. The instruments get confused, they waste energy just trying to keep up, and the entire system just gets exhausted.
All right, the theory is pretty powerful, right? But what do we actually do with it? Let's talk about how you can start picking up that baton and begin tuning your own body's orchestra.
We're going to do a super quick self-audit. Right here, right now, it literally takes a minute and it gives you a really powerful snapshot of where you're at today.
Okay, you ready? On a scale of 1 to 10. First, rate your energy. Is it steady all day, or are you hitting that 3 p.m. wall? Be honest. Next, your mood. How calm and focused are you, really? Give it a number. And finally, digestion. Is it smooth, comfortable, something you never think about? Or not so much? And remember, these aren't just random questions. These are direct windows into your underlying bioelectric stability.
Go ahead and add those 3 numbers up. Now, this score out of 30, it's not a judgment, it's not a grade, it's just data. It's your starting point. It's a snapshot of how your orchestra is playing right now.
So here's your first, very simple experiment. For just one day, pay attention to what you eat. But at the end of the day, I want you to forget all about the calories and macros. Instead, I want you to give that day a single overall coherence score from 1 to 10, based purely on how you felt. How is your energy, your focus, your digestion? Do that for a few days, and I bet you'll start to see some fascinating patterns emerge.
And so I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. As you think about your meals for tomorrow, don't just ask, what am I going to eat? Ask yourself, what information am I going to send? What instructions will you give your body?